Hi everybody, today we're going to do a lab once again with our flashlights and the lights off. And the purpose of this lab is to show how these shadow plots change from season to season, because the Earth, we now know, is this object that's revolving around the sun, and it changes its position relative to the sun in terms of its northern and southern hemisphere. And we've used shadow plots like this so far, all from the same time of year. We're going to find out what these look like during winter, summer, and spring and fall, because the Earth is in a drastically different position and it changes the shadow plot shape. And in your next lesson, you're actually going to get 3 shadow plots, one from winter, one from spring, fall, one from summer, and you're going to have to identify which is which. And this does a great job of modeling those changes. So the first thing we're going to need is we're going to have a little card, and we're going to need to get a little tape. And I'm going to ball the tape up, and you'll see on my little card, I've made a little X. It is not right at the bottom of the page, it's about an inch up. You don't want to put it right on the bottom of the card, rather. And then right on the opposite side of the card, the X rather, is going to be where we're going to put our tape. So the tape will be just opposite the card, okay? And then we're going to go ahead and place this card so the X is on the state of Washington on our globe. So I'll go like this, and when we put it there, you can see a couple of things. One, the bottom of my card is pretty parallel to the equator. It's not crooked. And again, my X is pretty close to the state of Washington. Then once you've got that set up, you're going to take a little gnomon with some sticky tack, and you're going to put it right on that. So now we've got a little miniature shadow plot sitting on our Earth that we can make some marks on. Once you've got that set up, you're ready for the lights to go off, and you're going to make some marks on this card using the Sharpie. So the first thing is, and I'm using a light obviously without a battery in it, you can see I've got this little thing right here, and it says winter, spring, fall, and summer. This is to hold your light so it's in the correct orientation. We know that the light comes off of this like spokes in a wheel, which we also know is not how light from the sun hits the Earth. But the only light that we're really worried about is this light that's coming straight this way, that's going to hit our gnomon. Now, guys, somebody in your group of 4's hand needs to be on the flashlight the entire time it's sitting on this. You can see that I've left the hood on there, but if that falls off of that, it's going to break my light bulb. So one person in your group, hand on the flashlight the entire time. Now, the other thing we need to remember is our Earth's orientation. And right now I've got it in the correct orientation. It's our winter, which means the northern hemisphere is tilted away from our sun. When I go down to do the line at spring fall, I'm going to move this to here, but I also have to move my globe to be a spring fall orientation. And that is like this. And then I can do what I need to do on the card, which I'll show you in a minute. And then finally, the last one where we do our summer orientation, we're going to move our light down there, again, hand on this the whole time. And then we'll have to move this to a summer orientation. So those are our 3 positions. We have to position our globe correctly. We also have to position our light correctly. So I'm going to go back to our first position to show you how this is going to work with the card. And I'll have Mr. Wickens move right over here with the camera, who's doing a wonderful job of showing how this will work. Might want to come in, Mr. Wickens, so they can see the card a little better. So here's what you're going to do. The light is going to hit this little gnomon, and the gnomon's going to make a little shadow line on here. And you're going to rotate the Earth as it goes through its day. And as soon as you can start seeing the tip of the shadow on there, you're going to make a teeny little mark on there at the tip of the shadow, just like we do a real shadow plot. You'll move the globe a little bit, you'll make another dot. Move it a little bit more, make another dot, just like we were going through the day. And when you're done, you probably want 8 to 10 dots on that, and that'll be winter. Now, winter has one trickiness. Some of the times people will find that the tip of the shadow never hits their card. If that's you, we just need a slight adjust, raise your hand, and Mrs. Brent or myself will be over to help you so that it will. But you gotta be able to see the tip of the shadow on that. Once you're done with that, then you're ready to go ahead and move to your next orientation. This would be spring, fall, and then you're gonna do the same thing. Now in spring, fall, and summer, this little part of the globe gets to be a little bit of a pain, but just move that down like that and do the same thing. Move it over, you'll see a shadow get made, you'll rotate it, and you'll just make some dots again, 8 to 10 dots across that. And then the final one, the one that's the hardest because of this bar, when we move down to the summer, that's gonna be in there. This one, you kinda gotta do this. You'll make marks on one side of the card, and then you'll move it over and make the marks on the other side of the card. And when you're done, your card's going to have 3 series of dot lines. One's gonna be your winter dot line, one's gonna be your spring, fall dot line, and one's gonna be your summer dot line. And if you do it carefully, they will turn out to look just like they do on the actual shadow plots that you'll be getting tomorrow, which is the next part of this. All right, thanks for watching.